And now it's time for a look at the arts and culture scene here in Korea. And for that, let's bring in our Yim Yoonhee to talk about a new traditional Korean performance for us today. So, good afternoon to you, Yoonhee.
Good afternoon.
So, I hear this performance is based on the Pansori folktale called Byeongangsoe, which has a reputation for being an adult folktale.
Exactly. So this particular Pansori just couldn't shake its image of being explicit, and as a result, it was rather neglected and is one of the least performed of the Pansoris. Now, this director wanted to change that, and so he created a Changgeuk, which is a Korean traditional opera based on this Pansori, where he's able to recreate the character Ongyneo, also known as Madame Ong. Take a look. Something's wrong with the town Casanova Byeongangsoe. He seems to have succumbed to something. But what? Maybe he's become just another victim of his wife, Ongyneo, a woman who was exiled from a previous village after each one of her past husbands mysteriously died. When the two first met, they thought it was a match made in heaven. Byeongangsoe was supposed to be the one man who can keep up with Ongnyeo's sexual prowess. But after angering some magical totems, he drops dead as well, and Ongyneo vows to change their fate. The story of these traditional fable characters comes together on the stage for the National Changgeuk Company of Korea's latest endeavor, a work that reinvents one of the most misunderstood of pansoris.
With this performance, the words are written very cleverly to create a sexy comedy, and the choreography isn't overdone, but at the same time, everyone knows what's going on. This time, Ongyneo is much more aggressive than in past versions. Even the songs empower her.
It's a traditional Korean opera, rich in history, but this Changgeuk takes on a modern approach. These totems, something usually meant to be stationary wooden objects, are brought to life on this stage. And as sound is the most important aspect of a Changgeuk, the members of this performance aren't quiet. They're not even shy when it comes to showing the sexy side of Ongyneo. She undresses herself in the shadows, leaving the totems at a loss for words and eager to get a peek. The performance brings years of Korea's history and culture to the stage and sheds light on the lives of the ordinary people of the time period, people who worked, loved, and lived together.
This isn't just about showing something sexual. These days, everything on the internet and TV is so lewd. So I wanted to show the life and love of ordinary people. Don't ever stop loving.
Ongyneo is determined to bring back her husband in this new twist to an old tale. Whether or not she will succeed in changing her fate is yet to be seen, but it will surely be heard in the voices and songs of this performance.
You know, I've never seen a Changgeuk of this sort, but I mean, I feel like there should be an age restriction.
Right. Actually, it's the first Changgeuk in the history of the National Changgeuk Company of Korea to have an age limit. So you have to be 18 or older to actually see it.
Wow, that's not something that I've ever heard of. But here in Korea, Byeongangsoe is not a new character. I mean, he's infamous for his Casanova ways. You know, he's a player.
Exactly.
But I've heard that the original Pansori this performance is based on is actually all about this Byeongangsoe character.
Actually, so they took this Byeongangsoe character and they made it more about Ongyneo, the woman character. The director said that he feels that she's a misunderstood character who has a strong will and has perseverance, and he wanted to bring that out and recreate a reputation for her, which is exactly what he did with this performance.
So a shift in focus from the male character to the female character. It seems like the National Changgeuk Company of Korea is attempting to revive Pansori.
Right, so this is actually the third performance in a 7-part series of the National Changgeuk Company of Korea, and so they really want to recreate these original works into Changgeuk and to bring out the beauty and the uniqueness of Korean performances like a Changgeuk.
Right, definitely something that we should check out, you know, as Koreans, to see how their rendition of a Byeongangsoe character and Ongyneo, of course, is, but just not with children, right?
Right, leave the kids at home.
All right, thank you so much for that, Yoonhee, and we will see you next week.
See you then.